When I was in sixth grade, I developed a bad habit that to this day, almost a quarter of a century later, I'm still being haunted with. This was the late 1990s that we're talking about. We had just gotten connected to the internet, and I got fascinated with playing board games on Yahoo Games. It seemed like a very high-tech thing at the time. You could play chess and checkers. I wish they would bring it back, though. At the beginning of my game writing career, I started writing games in 2011. Yahoo Games was still around. I used to go on there and use my computer program to play against others, but they're gone now. But back when I was in sixth grade, I used to play on Yahoo Games quite a bit. I was playing chess at the time, and I got to know some really good chess players from Russia. I think this one guy, he would play a few games every morning before going to work. So it was 8 a.m. Russia time. We lived on the East Coast. It was 2 a.m. Eastern time, and I would often stay up late to play chess. And my mom was so upset. I remember distinctly having to keep really quiet, not turn on any lights, and it became like a mission. How do I not get caught by my mom? Now the problem is, before sixth grade, I used to sleep very well. I never had trouble tossing and turning, and come to think of it, during the pandemic, I also slept very well, but for a different reason. But after I stayed up late to play chess in sixth grade, my sleep schedule never returned to normal. When I was in eighth grade, I started going to online dating sites. I would put in false information, obviously, and it never went back to normal again. And then I started becoming rebellious and wanting to go out to walk long distances. We lived in the suburb of Pittsburgh. And then when I went off to college, I had all sorts of other stuff that I wanted to do all night as well. And I never slept well again. That's the point I wanted to make. During the pandemic, I've been sleeping very well, but that's because I get to sleep on my own timetable. Anytime I have a commitment where I have to sleep on somebody else's timetable, I'm starting to get more hours at work now, obviously. Fortunately, most of it is remote. I can't imagine then having to add an hour of driving on each side of things. My sleep schedule would be much more rigid than it is right now if I had to commute, and now I'm really panicking, to be honest. But it goes to show that it's a lot easier to start a bad habit than it is to stop a bad habit. Over the past year and a half, as you guys have seen from my videos, my resolution in 2020 was to normalize my relationship with food. And I've been doing intermittent fasting at least 16 hours every day, occasionally a 30-some hour fast. Now the problem is my appetite has shrunk a lot. What hasn't shrunk very much is my eyes. I still instinctively think that, see, I gotta be very careful with stuff like this. Like this is my favorite bag of corn chips. I gotta be careful if I open the bag, because I have a tendency to not feel like I'm full until the bag is gone. My eyes will deceive me. If I see it, the way I'll know, by the way, let's imagine I'm watching a movie on YouTube and I reach for a bag like that, and I reach for the last chip without noticing it, and then I reach into the bag for more and it's all gone, and I feel like I have to go to the store to get another bag because it leaves me hanging there. And even then, as much as I'm motivated to normalize my relationship with food, and as much as I have physically shrunk, my eyes and my habit of eating have not. So it gives me great pause every time I want to do something that is not so good, if it's going to be something that I regret ever starting to get involved in.